In this video we're going to look at how to edit and resize images using Picmonkey. We can go to Picmonkey at www.picmonkey.com. So the first thing we're going to do is open an image that's on my computer, go to edit and go to choose image from computer, and the one I'm going to choose here is the swans picture. Now this particular picture, what we're going to do is we're going to look at trying to brighten it up, and we're just going to look at resizing it and kind of cropping it as well. Now the first thing we're going to look over here is we have the ability to do several different things, but one little button that's quite handy is the one called the auto adjust, and this often brightens it up and cleans it up a bit better for you. So we're just going to click this button first of all. Okay, so you'll see now it has actually toned and brightened the actual image. If we want it brighter than this, we can do that also by going to the exposure and brightening it up a little bit. We can look at the shadows and contrast as well if we want to. We can bring a little bit more contrast to make it a little bit bluer. And then once we're happy with what we have, you can play around with these. If you don't like what you see, you can cancel. Okay, so now we've actually enhanced the picture a certain amount. We can do other things too. We can look at rotating it, which means we could, for instance, flip it from left to right or upside down, or whichever we want to do. In this case, I'm not going to do that. We could look at adding different types of saturation color, making something cooler or warmer, cooler being bluer, warmer being like more orange, warmer colors. You can sharpen something too if it's not that sharp. And the one we're going to look at is the resized one, and we're also going to look at the crop one. Okay, so the first one is the resize. Now this tells us the size of the image in pixels. For web purposes, we need to know our pixel size of our images. So this particular image is 2272, and this will be larger than most screens, so it's far too large for web purposes. So we would need to bring it down. Okay, so I'm going to bring this image down to about 500 in width. Now, because of the fact that I have this little one here which is automatically ticked, which is keep proportions, it means that as you change the width, the height also changes. Now if you did need an image to be a particular shape or size, as in if I needed it to be 500 by 400, you can't just take off the proportions and change it, because that will kind of distort your image. You actually need to crop the image. So in this case, I can't have it 500 by 400 because the actual height is smaller than 400. The only way I could achieve that would be to change the height to 400. Now the width is larger than the 500, but I can crop a little piece off to actually make it that particular size. Okay, so I'm going to apply that. I now can use the crop tool. Okay, so what I'll just do is I'm going to just go back to the original image to start off with. Okay, so the original size is 533 by 400, and I want this one to be actually 500. So I need to tick the scale photo section here, and I'm just going to change that to 500. What that does is it draws a shape over here which is 500 by 400. I can move this if I want it to be more to the left or the right, or wherever I want it to be. Once I'm happy with that, I can apply. Okay, and now if I go back to resize, I would see that my image has been resized to 500 by 400. Okay, that's how we do cropping, which is slicing pieces off the image. Resizing, which is sizing the images to smaller. You cannot resize a small image to larger, because what happens is the image becomes blurred. So large images can be reduced in size, but you can't do it the other way around. And we can also enhance the image in certain ways by changing the brightness, the color, the exposure, and certain things. Okay, so now we're going to save the image. We just click on the save button, and in here we have the option to save the image in different qualities, which is the best quality, medium quality, and basically low quality. If we save it as the largest one, we'll see that it actually saves as a file size here. This is what's important for web design, the size of the actual image in memory, not the size in dimensions. Okay, so that's what this one's going to take up 213. this would take up 81, and this would take up just 62. Okay, so if you look at the image, it is actually sharper at the larger ones. It's not quite as sharp in the middle, and the quality is a bit less as it gets lower. Normally the middle one tends to be what we use the most of the time. You need to kind of balance the sharpness against the size of the actual image until you get the one you like. Okay, so in this case I'm going to choose this particular one. I'm going to save this to my computer, and I'm just going to go back in here, and I'm just going to call this Swans 2 and save. Okay, that's it now, so thank you.